I've not done it through StreamYard in a while. Right, we are live. So let me check that we are actually live. It's always a bit of a delay though, so let's see. Oh, yeah, I'm there. How much of a delay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 seconds delay.
Oh,
I don't know why I did that. I felt like I had to. Because sometimes when you ask people to type in a question, you've got to kind of give them long enough to actually respond, you know? So, right. That's fine. That's fine. Right. Okay. So let me just hang on a little bit, Claire, to see if anybody jumps on. Let's give them time. We've got one person on. That might be me, actually. That could be me on my phone.
Shall I log on as well?
Yeah, let's get the views up. Oh, they've gone now. So whoever it was wasn't interested. That's fine. Okay. Right. We will start. Okay, guys, if anybody is jumping on, make sure you approve StreamYard to see your name, because you will just come up as a Facebook user. So let me write this in. Approve StreamYard to... If you're linking StreamYard with Facebook, it just comes up as Facebook user, so you don't know who's asking questions. To see your name on... questions. There we go. Okay, hi guys, this is Essjay, the Beauty Business Coach, and I want to welcome you to another podcast. Now, I'm super excited for this. This is actually a live meet within my Facebook group. If you're not a part of that, then please reach out to find out how you can actually see these interviews live and ask questions as we go. But today I'm interviewing a good friend of mine, Claire Stokes, and we actually work quite closely together. And our background is very, very similar. We are both in the permanent makeup industry, skin aesthetics, we've ran salons, and now she is at the stage where she is wanting to scale her business. And I wanted her to come on board to share her story, to share the kind of coaching journey that we've been having together, and kind of discuss on how much of an impact being accountable to a business coach, what that has done for her, what that's done for her mindset, her attitude, eliminating procrastination, all of that, and what the future holds for her in business. So if this is the first time listening to my podcast, then welcome. What I would suggest is go back to the beginning after you've watched this one first. The reason being is there's some real good, valuable insights and strategies that take you on a process on how to get to that stage to then be ready to scale your business. I always believe that you've got to get the foundations in place first before you start completely re-looking at your business model and starting to scale up. And that is what Claire's done, and that is why I wanted her today. If you're an avid listener, then thank you so much, and you are going to love this live interview. So I'm going to briefly introduce Claire, but I'm going to let her do the intro. So like I said, me and Claire are from the same background, the permanent makeup industry. We have kind of been social media friends for a long time, but never actually met in person until very recently. But yeah, I want Claire to introduce herself. So Claire, welcome to a live interview with me and the podcast. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me. I feel quite honoured that you want to work with me. So yeah, our backgrounds are very similar. I've been in the beauty industry for 28 years, which is dating me somewhat. I have had teaching jobs in FE. I've run salons. I've got my own clinic. I've taught privately. You know, I've done all sorts of jobs within the beauty industry. And in 2016, I trained in permanent makeup, which is my passion, along with skin. So that's pretty much what I've narrowed my business down to now. I mean, back in the day, I did all the nails and lashes and things like that, and the stuff that I hope would make me money, but probably didn't actually.
Yeah.
But I didn't actually even love doing it. So I've really scaled it back to things that I'm passionate about, things that I love. You know, I still learn about skin and permanent makeup every single day.
Yeah.
7 years in, I still love permanent makeup as much as I did when I first picked up my handpiece. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And there's still so much to learn, isn't there? You know, you
yes,
still find you're always learning. And it's quite interesting you're saying when you used to do all the beauty. So very similar to me, like literally did everything. And then you become a little bit of a course junkie and you add another thing and you add another thing, hoping that
that's
that's
the
going to be
thing.
the one. And
Yeah.
half the time you don't enjoy what you're doing.
I have got so many certificates for things that I don't even touch. I have got literally hundreds of certificates. I've spent thousands of pounds on hot stone massage, massage for cancer patients,
Wow.
lashes, individual lashes, Russian lashes,
Yeah.
none of which I do now, none of which I've ever really enjoyed.
Yeah.
It was always chasing that thing that's going to actually finally make me money.
Shiny object syndrome.
Yeah.
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 And
Like,
this
oh,
is
I'm
the,
not very busy.
yeah.
Oh, I'll do another course, add another treatment.
Yeah. And this is the thing, you know, everyone always gets that shiny object syndrome. And I think what happens is you start chasing money and not chasing the love. So people
Yeah.
think very short term and think, right, what's going to earn me money? Lashes is new, let's do lashes. But then you burn out because you don't actually enjoy what you're doing,
Yes.
you know?
Absolutely.
So your passions then, so permanent makeup and skin.
Skin, skin, skin. And as a result of that, permanent makeup and obviously understanding how that is in the skin, how we get
Yeah.
it out of the skin, when we need to, and how the skin heals, and color theory, and all of the things that lead on from that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've always been interested in skin, and that has been a continual thing throughout my 28 years.
Yeah.
I've always done more courses on skin and how to keep it healthy and how to regenerate it, which is
Yeah.
the holy grail, isn't it?
It is definitely. So I do want to say Claire's work in the PMU and skin in terms of your knowledge in skin is absolutely phenomenal. But in the permanent makeup, you are a very talented technician with your PMU skills that you do. But do you feel that you have not pushed what has stopped you pushing yourself? Because you were not as vocal on social media. What was it that was stopping you actually just getting shit
think,
done and pushing yourself?
I think it's imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
It's something that I've always had. And, you know, you see other people, glitzy, glamorous people, and then there's just little old me. And
Yeah.
you kind of think, oh, you know, I'm not as glamorous as they are. No one wants to listen to me. Oh, I'm not as rich as they are. Why would anyone be interested in me? And it's, we just self-sabotage, you know, all the time, don't we?
Yeah.
And it's took me a long time to gain confidence to realize that actually I've got a lot of knowledge and experience to give,
Yeah.
and it is worth a lot. But
Yeah.
it's took me a long time to realize that and acknowledge that. Definitely.
Definitely. And I think what we've discussed a few times within our one-to-one coaching is that you've always got something to teach somebody coming up behind
Yeah,
you, even somebody that
absolutely.
has qualified and done like, you know, one course, they
Yeah,
can coach people that are just qualifying. There's always, if you rewind 4 years, you know more now than what you did 4 years ago, but you could have
yeah,
still taught brand new Claire that came out of college, came out of PMU training.
yeah,
There's always that filter down, but you also still invest in training higher up as well. So you've always got that filter, and people forget.
yeah,
People wait to be perfect, but you'll
yeah.
never be perfect.
I think that's what you've given me the courage to do as well, being accountable, and but also realizing that it doesn't have to be perfect to begin. You've
No,
got
of
to just start, and like you've always said, you get perfect along the way.
course
That's
you do.
what you're striving for, but it, you know, just begin. And I
Yeah,
think that's one of the biggest things that I could tell somebody thinking about doing the coaching program is, why are you waiting to do your coaching? Like, I just had
yeah,
this thing, didn't I, after Christmas when we'd had our chat, and I was
yeah,
like, I'm just going to do it.
yeah. So what was it then?
Yeah.
What was that moment where you just thought, "Fuck it, let's go"?
I just think that, you know, 14 years into my own business and being self-employed, after COVID, I kind of lost a bit of, hadn't lost my passion for what I was doing. I'd lost my passion for the business.
Yeah,
That's what I was struggling with. And I just think I didn't really know what direction I was going to go in.
Yeah.
I was a bit flapping in the wind, and I just thought, I can't carry on flapping in the wind. I need to make some decisions, and I need someone to help me just make a decision, for goodness sake.
You need someone to tell you what to do.
I'm annoying myself with my indecisive, faffing about.
Yeah.
Into work and faff about a bit.
Yeah. And just filling your time with tasks that are not getting you anywhere.
Tasks. Yeah.
And the thing is, it's, like you were saying about imposter syndrome, you will still always get that. I get that. Like, we all get that. And I think, and we'll also always feel the fear, but I think the difference is that you feel the fear and do it anyway, because, how good it could have been. And this is something I say to my daughter all the time. And we talk, I'm very, very motivational as a parent, as you can probably imagine. And I've always says to Reagan and my youngest, but she's just like she's a beast. She's 5. She won't listen yet. But I always say to her, whatever you do in life, you've got to give it 100%, because if you don't, how do you know how good it could have been? Because you'll always be thinking, well, what if I would have just done that? What if I would have done that? And she actually came, I've not mentioned it in a while, she came from school the other day and she did something. And she says, you know what? I was so scared, but I thought, if I don't give it 100%, how do I know how good it could have been? And I was like, yes, she's doing it. And I just think you've got to just, you never know. And it could be the best thing you've ever done. It could be that one thing that takes your business to the next level, takes your anything, even your personal life, anything that you do, it could be that one thing that takes that level. And if it's not, then you'll learn from what you'll learn from it. And we learn more from our failures than our successes. So
and there's been a lot of those along the way.
Oh God, yeah, tell me about it. We'll talk about some of them today. Oh dear. So obviously we've been kind of I've been business coaching you for about 8 weeks now. Well, mind you, maybe longer, probably about 6 sessions, haven't we?
Yes. Yeah.
So about 12 weeks. So if you could kind of, what are the big, like in the early stages, obviously you're not going to completely reinvent the business and change overnight. This is a long process. This is a long journey. We need to be enjoying the journey, enjoying the process. But what are the moments in the early stages that helped you, that us working together helped you overcome? What were the early problems?
Initially, once I'd decided what I wanted to achieve, it was just overwhelmed. Like, how on earth was I going to get there? Got some pretty big ideas in my head, which I'm quite good at.
Yeah.
I'm just not very good at actually seeing it through. I've been 14 years in business. I've had a certain amount of success.
Yeah.
But still not a millionaire. Don't mind telling you. And I was just overwhelmed. Once I decided what I actually wanted to do, I was just overwhelmed. I didn't know where to begin. Whereas working with yourself, you've broken it down into bite-sized pieces. You've given me a kick up the bum when I've needed it.
Yeah.
Mom, I need to get this done. Stop avoiding it, because that's really easy to do when you're busy as well. It's like you've got a task to do, but there's always other tasks you'd rather do, even though they're not very important.
Yeah, we all do that. We all put off that one big task. And I always say, like, when I write my list of tasks to do, and I still do it, I'll write my list the day before and I'll look at it the morning after. I'm like, oh, I'll do that later. Do that. And it's like, what's that saying about eating? If you had to eat a frog every day, have you heard that? You eat it in the morning. Yeah, someone told me that, and I'm like, what a weird quote. Something about if you had to eat a frog every day, you eat it first thing in the morning, so then you don't have to think about it all day. I swear that's a quote.
I kind of get it, yeah.
But yeah, would you want to be thinking all
get it over and done with, wouldn't you? Yeah, I know what you mean.
You don't want to eat a frog at night time when you've just had your nice tea and your pudding and stuff, would you? But yeah, I'm sure that's a quote, unless I've dreamt it and made it up.
I like it though.
Yeah. But yeah, the biggest task is the one that you're going to keep putting down on the to-do list. And what people also do as well is they'll have just a couple of jobs on the to-do list. They know what they need to do. They'll fluff around doing loads of the stuff. And then what they'll do is they'll write down extra stuff just to cross it off.
I used to do that.
Yeah. And it's not even on your list. But you're like, oh, I did a social media post. I'll write that down. Social media, tick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just so you feel like you've managed. We all love a to-do list, you know, but always put that bigger task first and get that done. Get that done. So yeah, you know, I think for you, what I found in the early stage when we was working together is that you've got so much potential. You doubted, sorry, you
Yeah.
doubted how good you were because of this kind of like comparing to everyone else, the smoke and mirrors of social media.
Yeah.
And that just stopped you progressing.
Yeah.
And you have got potential to actually be absolutely incredible with your teaching, your educating in your treatments. And you just had so much self-doubt because of all the comparison. And also, I think, like you say, the overwhelm, you know, when you're looking at these big jobs to do, you're like, where the hell do I start? So then you just don't
Yeah.
start, you
Yeah.
know? So I
Leave
know
it till tomorrow.
yeah. So one thing that I want to discuss is in our last session, you briefly said about your earnings for this particular month in comparison with your earnings for the same month last year. And you
Yeah.
told me that it had doubled.
It has.
Yeah.
January
Why do
and
you think that
February.
is? You what, sorry?
January and February.
January and February both doubled
Both
compared
doubled
to last
compared
year.
to last year.
So what do you believe that is the main reason being?
I think partly I'm more focused. So I have actively, with my current clients, been upselling.
Yep.
I've got people signed up to subscriptions.
Yep.
I've got new clients signed up to some subscriptions. I've got 5 people signed up so far, which is not bad so far. You know, it's going to be something that grows over time.
Yep.
And I'm getting such good feedback from that as well. People are loving it. And I think that I've been more consistent posting on social media. I've been more consistent on posting on my Google. I've been following things up.
Yep.
Which I probably wouldn't have before.
Yeah.
So I think it's the whole package really.
Yeah.
I'm more confident, I'm more focused, I'm more business minded than I was 3 months ago. It's just changed my outlook. I'm taking opportunities that I wouldn't have done before. I'd have taught myself out of them. As we said earlier, I've actually entered myself for my first award, which again would be something I go, oh, no, there's no point. I won't get anywhere in that. But I've just done it, and I've taken opportunities with other people. I'm working with Botched Ink now. And I'm also looking to work with Jane Bryan Beauty Training, her courses. So the things that I just wouldn't have done before, that I've just thought, it's an opportunity, let's do it, let's see where it goes.
Yeah. And I'm hoping that the coaching has helped you do this.
Absolutely. It's 100% coaching. I know you're here.
Helped.
You want me to say nice things, but genuinely, I wouldn't have done as much in this last 3 months as I've run up the equivalent of a marathon in this last 3 months, business wise. And I might have done a 5K on my own.
Yeah. This is the thing. I always think, you know, people like yourself will always do it eventually. This is the thing. You'll always do it eventually, but it'll be years and years and years, because you'll have that setback. You'll overthink, you'll procrastinate, you'll pull back, then you'll have like 6 months of just feeling sorry for yourself, and you'll get back out in the game. And so you'll get there eventually. The idea of having, you know, accountability, a business coach, that support, that network, you know, is the fact that you get it done, and you can't get away from getting it done. So what would have took you 5 years to accomplish, you've done it in 3 months.
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it has, so the coaching has, you would say, has helped you and been responsible for doubling your salary.
Definitely. That's 100% the reason. I just find that if I'd been left to my own devices, I've always been an ideas person. I have good ideas, and I recognise that in myself. I'm just not very good at actually seeing that into fruition, because I procrastinate, I faff, I do half a task, I don't finish it. And then the next ideas come along, and I'm all excited about my new idea.
Yeah.
And I start the process again, and I still haven't finished the first one.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think sometimes we don't finish tasks because we're scared of how it could change our life and business.
Yeah.
I've always found that before, that there's that little end bit. It's like, shit, this actually could really,
this could work.
This could work. But I also think we then start thinking, do we deserve this? Do we deserve this to work? And then we start to pull back and get frightened of, oh my goodness, this could actually change the way we work. And we all do it. But you know, like I have a coach. I've told you I have a coach, and everything I learn, I filter down to who I coach. And that's what keeps me accountable. If I didn't have that, I didn't have the network in my business group that I'm in, I would not even have, I wouldn't have you as a client. I wouldn't have all my other clients. I wouldn't have my coaching platform. So it's all relative. But when I talk about subscriptions, because I harp on about this so much. And I think I released a little bit of a live last week where I'm going to do like a little mini subscription course for a selected few people. What do you think? How do you think subscriptions have changed your business?
It's just having that reliable, you know, on the first of the month, a set amount of money goes into my account regardless. Yeah. You know, I haven't actually, I mean, obviously I do the treatments and stuff, but I haven't got to keep doing work towards that every single month. I haven't got to keep finding new clients or chasing clients that haven't booked in.
Yeah.
The money's automatically there. First of the month, the subscriptions are paid, it goes into my bank account. And I'm finding that it's just relieving the financial stress, which you always have as a self-employed person. No matter how successful you are, you always think, but next month might not be.
Yes, of course you do. Of course you do.
You know, that's just the nature of self-employment. And I think it's just relieving that, knowing that the subscriptions are going in every month. It's a set amount every month. It's just making me relax a bit. Not in a bad way, but it's making me relax a bit, and it's making me able to focus on other things without constantly thinking, you get my clinic busy. That has to be, and that has to be my first and foremost priority, of constantly getting treatments through the door.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking, actually, now I've got a little bit of security and it's building, and I can see it's going to keep building, and I'm going to start pushing it again this next month, building these subscriptions. I've now got time and energy to put into the mentoring, which is what I really want to get into, but I need to be able to make money.
Yes, yeah.
For that journey, you know.
And I think what it is as well, you just said it then, it relaxes you in a good way, and it takes you out of that animal mode, okay? Because I always think,
I've got to get my diary busy.
Yeah, you think very short term. So obviously you trying to get clients in the diary, you're thinking very much tomorrow, next week. Yeah. Whereas now you know that you've got a regular income coming in, like, right, where do I want my mentorship to go? What do I want to achieve from this? Do I want to, you know, and you look into the future. So you are then looking at scaling your business because you are out of that animal mode, you're out of that rat race. And this is what I say so much to people. Would you say, for anyone that's watching that is like, subscriptions, they're going to work, would you say it's something that is easily, obviously not easily doable, you have to kind of brainstorm a lot, but do you think people should be exploring that a lot more?
Yes, I think I was really skeptical. When I first saw you a couple of years ago start talking about this, I was like, subscriptions, who's going to sign up to that? Why would I do that? And actually, now I understand the benefit, and now I understand that it does work. Then I'm now thinking, right, well, what model can I now use for my mentoring? So I'm now thinking of other ways of using, you know, your subscription model. I just think it's almost like a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you? Is the answer. Why wouldn't you?
This is the thing. You'll know all the time when clients come for treatments, how many, like, people that are watching, how many times does a client come in and they say, oh, I should have come to you 6 months ago, I've just been too busy, or, you know, so and so happened, or this happened, or ran out of money, or my skin was doing really well and then I've left it 3 months before I come back for my facial. That is a regular weekly thing our clients say. If they are paying every single month, they ain't gonna frigging miss that appointment. And then what's gonna happen, if they're having a skin program with you, they're gonna see results, because they're not gonna fall off the wagon after 3 months. So then when they start seeing results, their friends notice, what are you doing? I do this. Like, I do a lot of skin subscriptions, and you know, for my social media, Claire, I don't advertise anything to do with beauty. And I've had another one person that signed up today from a friend of a friend, because she's noticed the skin. So then that recommending gets done for me. You know, it's a no-brainer. And the fact that you've just got on the first of the month, you've got just a wad of, you know, obviously we want to build up to a wad of cash going in. We want to get it to the stage. And, you know, we're only 8 weeks in. Yeah, we are 8 weeks in. And for you to you probably put subscriptions in place after what, 4 weeks?
So yeah, 4 weeks work.
Yeah.
And I've got 5 people signed up.
Yes.
And like you say, the people that are doing it are starting to get results. Because I've done like an adult acne program.
Brilliant.
And their family are starting to comment on the skin. Their work friends are starting to comment on how good their skin is. So that is then starting to then make other people think, oh, maybe I would, like you say, maybe I need a bit of that in my life.
Exactly.
So
you are now becoming the go-to.
Yeah.
You're becoming the go-to. You're becoming, you've got your niche. And this is the thing as well. We're talking about having too many things on the go. You've got your niche and now you're becoming the go-to, the celebrity in that field. And people are just gonna, you don't have to then spend so much time trying to get new blood through the door because your clients are going to be recommending for you. No, subscriptions are something that a lot of people, you know, I was skeptical. You know, when I said, I think I just created it. I don't think I even followed it off anybody. And I think what it was is in lockdown, I was panicking that I wouldn't get any money. And as, you know, I treated lockdown very different to most people. You know, most people kind of hid away. I hid away for 12 hours and then I was... Then I was on it like a car bonnet. But bearing in mind, I was going through a divorce and I was just like trying to keep my mind off of life. So I just focused it in business. And I just thought, you know what, how can I make sure I've got regular money coming in? So I first signed up my permanent makeup, $16.66 a month. We started paying. Then I started doing virtual treatments, paying £30 a month. Then I converted them to the skin treatments, did a couple of treatments in between the lockdowns. And then it just carried on from there. So it was something that I did out of desperation because I was like, I don't know if the government's going to give me enough money to sustain me, leaving my husband and supporting my kids with no way of earning money. So it was more that I did it. But, you know, everyone, I've had a girl that I've been coaching does laser, and she specializes in laser for polycystic ovaries. So people that obviously continue to get the hair growth. She's maxed out. I think she's about 25 subscriptions now. Like, absolutely blown up with it. And you know, because they're always going to need it. And if it's coming out your bank account each month, you don't tend to notice it as much. You know,
that's very true, actually. I have also set up a subscription model for permanent makeup colour boosts.
Brilliant.
And I have just done 5 new clients, and once they've had their second treatment in about 4 weeks' time, they'll all be signing up to the subscription for that. Brilliant. So yeah, it's more money in the pot each month, and they pay for that over 12 months. So
I've got that's the best thing I've done because they do. You what? Sorry,
it's a brilliant idea, and they all love it. Because the thought of spending another £200 in 12 to 24 months when they've already paid out for their permanent makeup.
Exactly. And the thing is
easy to just do 20 quid a month or whatever.
Yeah. And the thing is, they'll not come back in a year's time.
No.
You'll send them a reminder in a year's time with your ultimation that you probably set up. And they'll be like, oh shit, 200 quid. Oh, well, I've got that coming up and I've got that.
I need a new tire and
and they won't, you know. So sometimes you do miss that £200 not coming in, but I'd much prefer to have on the first of every month my guaranteed.
Oh, definitely. At least you know then month on month you've got a bit of an idea what you're starting with, and then everything else is a bonus, isn't it? So
So let's talk about the challenges of the process, the coaching. So obviously we've kind of gone through, you're on the platform, like a lot of you guys that are watching will be on the platform. So you'll see the lessons. Obviously Claire does all of that, but then also we hook up on a 2-weekly basis to kind of like make it about you and your progression. So what has been the real challenges? What has been the bits where you're just like, Essjay, piss off, leave me alone. Don't want to do it.
There hasn't been too much of that yet.
Okay.
I think that for me, my personal challenge was technology. back in the day, I was actually quite good with it all, but I've got so left behind, so left behind. So that's been just getting my head round all these new apps and what they do and their place in what they're going to do to help me.
Yeah.
Was a bit of a challenge. And just time management. I think, I've got 2 businesses now. I've got, a teenage daughter, a home to run. I don't live and work in the same place. I travel to work, so there's a bit of travel involved. It's all takes hours out of your day. So the biggest challenge was being organised and making sure, like you said, to prioritise and really get the important big things done first. And that is hard, but it has to be done. It does have to be done.
So talking about the tech side and the linking and the campaign monitor, the Zapier, all these words, a lot of people might not know what they are, but you know what they are now.
Well, I think I nearly do.
You know what a Zap is?
I know what a Zap is. I know my campaign monitor is sending out my automated emails. And they're all obviously scheduled. It has taken a lot of getting my head round.
Yeah.
But I've quite enjoyed the process, actually. It's not that I haven't enjoyed it and I haven't found it interesting. I have. But sometimes it's just a time thing.
Yeah. But the thing is now, okay, so like you're still in the early stages of your journey, with what you're doing. You've done all that now. So your campaigns that are going out, your automation, your client details that then get automatically sent with your Zap, all of that is done. You never have to do that again. So you never have to email or message your client and sit there and ask for reviews. You never have to think, oh God, is she due for a retouch? Okay, let me find the details. You've done. That's it. So all that time that you can now pull back to work on the future of your business, like the mentorship, and I think that's what people forget. People do forget that we spend a lot of hours each week doing stuff that systems can do for us. So when people say they don't have the time, it's bullshit. You have to prioritize your time, but there's systems out there that can do it for you. If I can teach people and take them through the process of creating all that, putting in so much hours and you've worked so hard to do that, then that's it. I've then given you 4 hours a week extra. So what's the plan though? So like now, obviously I know what your plan is, but I want everyone to kind of know where you are going with business. So now you've kind of got, you still obviously need to keep up with the subscriptions and obviously doing your trims and everything else. That is what you love. But what is the long-term goals? Let's say, what is your year goal?
So year goal is this time next year, I want to be really established in my mentoring. I want to have my subscriptions well underway for mentoring as well. And I want to have a bit more recognition within the industry so that I am more of a go-to person. That I'm a big enough name that people are, oh yeah, you need to go to Claire, and actually I have got quite a lot of contacts in the industry and I have started to be tagged in things. So people have, for instance, on their own groups put recommendations for masterclasses and things, and then they've also added things for mentoring and tagged me in it. So that's really nice to see that
fabulous
come through, and that people are understanding that I am different to a masterclass and where I sit really. Because sometimes I begin to think, do people really feel like they need a mentor, or do they just think, oh, I'll do a masterclass? I think a lot of the problem is newbies don't feel confident, so they spend thousands and thousands of pounds, having been there myself, thinking that the next masterclass is going to crack how I do an eyeliner, but it doesn't, because you've just not got the basics, you've not got the fundamentals nailed that you need to have to then be able to build on and do these amazing techniques that you see the likes of, Steph Tom's doing amazing eyeliner. But you can't do that 2 weeks into doing permanent makeup.
No
matter how good a teacher Steph Tom's is, you need to have the building blocks, the good foundation to build from at the end of the day.
And I think that's really good. I think you've got, what is so nice to hear is that you are being completely true to yourself. You are doing you now. You are completely doing you. You are looking at the struggles, the pain points, everything that you probably felt when you came out. And you've obviously harnessed your niche. You've developed some amazing work. You've had that imposter syndrome, which has made you not put yourself out there. And you've thought, you know what? Fuck it. I actually know a lot of stuff. If I just rewind back now to think about how I felt when I came out of college, came out of training, what did I need? What support I needed? And you are now developing a program for that. That is your goal then, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to have my online platform set up by then.
Yeah.
And I want to have, you know, regular one-to-one set up for people. Yeah, that's a year from now.
Brilliant, brilliant. So you have already started in a little bit of a you had like a masterclass or a one-to-one a few weeks ago, is that right?
A brow confidence workshop.
Okay.
It was called Brow Focus, and it was, you know, your typical pain points. Brow mapping comes up time and time and time again. So that was something we really focused on during that. So they were with us for 5 hours, and we worked on their actual hand technique on a mat. Really, really studied what they were doing and broke it down for them so that they could go home and practice on mat work properly. There's no point practicing if you're not doing it the right way. You're just practicing bad technique. So we worked on that, and then we also spent a while doing models and explaining the whole mapping process and how it changes from person to person, to give them just some tips. So just so they understand and felt confident, really. Because I think as a newbie, especially if you haven't got a beauty background, because a lot of people do go into permanent makeup from all walks of life.
Yeah, definitely.
Even the beauty therapists sometimes struggle with it. So you think, how is someone that's, I don't know, been to law school going to cope with a brow? I just don't understand.
If you rewind, so the course that you just did, the masterclass, would you have been able to do that 6 months ago? Not physically, because I know
I mean, I could have. Would I have? No.
Would you have actually done it? Like actually advertised it, promoted yourself?
I'd think, right, well, where am I going to advertise it? Oh, well, there's other people already on that platform that do better things than I do. It would be that whole talking yourself out of it. Why aren't I having a go? So yeah, no, I definitely wouldn't have. And I think if I hadn't started the coaching in January, I wouldn't even have got this far with it. We wouldn't actually have run a date. I can safely say.
Only in March.
I'd still be putting it off, thinking, oh, we'll do it in June. Oh no, maybe September. Oh, actually, maybe the new year. And actually, I've also got together with a friend recently who's in the permanent makeup industry, and we are putting together something really exciting as a masterclass. Actually, it's very different to what's out there at the moment. It's still very much in production, but it will be happening in December of this year. And interestingly, we've talked about this before, me and this person, and through my side self-sabotaging, I lost all confidence. We had got a date in the diary, and I just avoided it until it was too late.
Oh, Claire.
So, but no, it's in the diary. We've got firm plans. We've got a mood board going.
Oh, I love it.
We are absolutely pushing it forward. We're doing it. We're not letting this opportunity go past again. So yeah, honestly, the things that I've done that I wouldn't have done.
Yeah.
Like just in 3 months.
3 months. You know what? That's incredible. And I think like people that are watching this, I think I'm very honest as a person. I'm also very, very direct. So when I connect with Claire or my other coaching clients, if you tell me you're going to do something, I ask when and where.
Yeah.
So there's no fluffy area. So if you say to me, I need to get out there more, sort of stuff on social media, right? What are you going to do? Need to go live. When you're going to go live? Yeah. Oh, I don't know. No, I need to know when. When are you going live? Yeah. You tell me when. You are now accountable to that slot, and you do it. And it might come across harsh, but we need somebody like that. We need a coach to do that, because we will just keep putting it off. We will just keep putting it off. You know, and I think that's what's helped you massively, thinking, shit, if I don't do this, I've got to meet with Essjay on Thursday. And I've not done it.
I think I've only done that 1 week where I went, oh, I haven't done what I should have done. Sorry.
Well, you did other stuff. Like
You do
I
other
will
stuff.
say for people that are listening, like you have completely embraced it. And I think this is the thing. When you pay a decent amount of money for coaching, you know,
Yeah.
you will put the time and effort into it because you're like, this has to work. This has to work. And Claire has completely done that. You have thought, you know what? I'm just going to put myself out there. I'm going to be vulnerable. We were completely honest in the very beginning in terms of where you are, where you want to be, and why you are doing it. We've kind of made sure that everything we do is in relation with your why, because I know we spoke about you and your husband and, you know, that part of it. We've focused everything around that. And you've had that in the back of your mind as well. And you've just embraced it. You've been an absolute pleasure to work with because you come back every 2 weeks and you've done it, you know, so like proper kudos to you. So you really, really are smashing it.
But also, you know, hands up, finding the money to pay for it. I didn't have that in my back pocket.
No, nobody does.
And I'll be honest, I really didn't have that in my back pocket at all. And I did rob Peter to pay Paul a bit, pay for it. But by doubling my takings in January and February, I've paid for my coaching.
That's amazing.
Haven't I?
Yeah.
2 months in.
Yeah. Because I obviously I know,
after I'd signed up to it, I did have a little wobble. Don't mind telling you, did have a little wobble thinking,
oh my goodness,
oh my God, what have I done now?
Yeah. But I think as well, because it is, you know, you can sign up to so many things that are £100, £200 here and there, and you don't put all in because you've not actually put enough on the line. You know, I'm not going to say how much the coaching is on here.
No, but this was enough to make me think, this has got to work. You cannot waste this money.
No.
And I can't. And that is also really good because that is also a motivator. You know, despite being accountable to you every 2 weeks, you know, I needed to at least cover that money. You know, I just couldn't
covered your money already. So in the 6 sessions that you've had, you've paid for that.
Yeah.
That's it. 6
in
sessions.
12 weeks. In 12 weeks, 6 sessions. And I've already covered what I've paid out.
Stuff. And this is the thing as well, like all the changes that we're making is not for next month. This is for like 6 months down the line. So imagine if you paid for your coaching already in like 1 and a bit calendar months, you know, think how far it can go. Yeah, no, it's incredible. So what would you say to anybody that's kind of on the fence? Do I need a coach? Do I not? What would you say? And we're talking, obviously, a lot of people in this group are all not PMU artists, but all in the beauty industry, hair and beauty industry. So what would you say to them?
I think that I put it off for a long time. Firstly, because I didn't really understand what the point of a coach was. Don't mind saying, it's like, well, what do they actually do? What is this? And I didn't really understand how much of a difference it would make. I didn't see the value in it initially. A bit like the subscriptions, very skeptical, like, you know, what is the point of this? Is it actually going to make any difference? But I think because I was aware of you for some time, obviously I've got to know you a bit, got to trust you. I've seen the stuff that you've done. I'm like, yeah, maybe you are the right person for me. So I think you have got to find the right person.
Yeah.
The person that's going to inspire you, hold you accountable, and somebody that you are comfortable working with. It's like finding a therapist, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got the right person, yeah.
You've just got to think that it's probably the best thing you can do to invest in yourself. I've always spent money on courses. I've ever had a worry about spending money on courses. And this is like the ultimate course, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, this is the business. This is not just another skill.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how many skills you've got in your business. If you can't sell yourself and promote yourself, you know, what's the point of learning something if you can't take that out to people and make a difference to them?
Definitely. I think that's the thing as well. We think our craft is going to carry us. and we
Yes.
can learn our craft, and we can, like, there's probably people out there that are the best permanent makeup artists ever.
Yeah.
Well, they're not busy because they don't know how to actually get the clients, find the clients, put themselves out there. They're scared of social media. They don't know how to market themselves, how to talk to clients, how to get them back in the diary. And the ones that do will get them in. And they may not be the best technicians. So our craft can only teach us our craft, you know. And I always say it's the same with, you know, like a personal trainer. You want to lose weight. You want to lose weight. You can do it yourself. You can just eat well at home. It'll take you forever. You could eat well at home and train by yourself, or you can get a coach, a personal trainer. You get a personal trainer who gives you a diet plan. You pay him money. You go. You will lose weight quicker. You'll get to your goals quicker. And it's the same with business coaching. You probably will get there eventually, but you'll not get there in that short space of time without having that somebody who you're accountable to. Definitely.
And I just think, just if you're thinking about doing it and you're nearly going to do it, then do it. is what I would say, which is what I did in the end. I just thought, I've been thinking about this for so long. I kind of just had a bit of a now or never moment. Like, am I just going to carry on pottering along, just doing what I've always done and getting what I've always got, which is what my grandma always used to say. You know, if you don't make
get what you've always got,
if you don't make a change and commit, then you know, like, I don't know, go big or go home.
Go big or go home. Yeah, I think it is. You know, it's weird because I was the same with my business coach. I was kind of like watching for a while, observing, listening to his podcast. And I was like, oh God, I really want this, but can I justify doing this? And it was just one day, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And I'm going to do it. And there's no way I would have the 3 businesses I have now if I didn't do that. I could have got it eventually. You know, I don't know whether I could. I don't think I would have done my makeup, manufacture my makeup line without it. Because, you know, there's even times when I've reached out and been like, I'm struggling, overwhelmed. And then before you know it, messages come through, a phone call, video call, right, let's chat, let's do it. And I'm like, oh, and, you know, revs you back up again. So you need that accountability. So yeah.
Very lonely being in business.
You what, sorry?
Very lonely being in business.
Oh, it's such a lonely world.
It's really difficult to ask for help, and it's really difficult to ask for help from the right people as well.
Of course it is.
You know,
without feeling vulnerable, without feeling too vulnerable in front of the wrong people. Definitely. So there you have it, guys. So Claire, in what, 6 sessions, 8 to 9 weeks, has doubled her income with coaching. Because I have kicked her in shape. And the thing is, this is what I want to let people know, is I've not taught Claire how to do her craft. She knows her shit. She knows her stuff. You know everything. But I have just taught you how to actually harness that, market that, have a bit of self-belief, get over that procrastination, get it done, get yourself out there and battle them inner demons of us overthinking, thinking we're not good enough, and kind of push it through. And I think that's something that, like you said, is lonely. It's so hard to get ourselves out of that own rut when we're feeling that way, you know. So I think obviously mindset and everything is so important, but having that person being accountable to, you know, is worth its weight in gold. It really is.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I am so excited we're only halfway through our journey, Claire, and I think if we are here already, I am so excited. It'll be quite nice actually to do another live in you know, in like 6 weeks time, to tell people what the last 6 weeks, last sessions were like. So guys, thank you, Claire, very much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
I know, it's been awesome. And what I will say, guys, is obviously Claire is part of the group as well. If you've got any questions, then post them in. Claire will be happy to, you know, input as well in terms of business growth and what she's doing, you know, and changes that she's made. You know, we're all, you know, I want it to be a close network of people that are just supporting each other. I am as well launching, so look out for social media over the next couple of weeks, because I'm definitely going to go down the route of getting a few selected people on a subscription only course. So people that are wanting to think about how can I get that regular money coming in? How can I secure my monthly bills? How can I get them covered each month? I can bespoke you a subscription to suit you and your business. And like Claire said, that is something that has completely taken that that worry off her business, you know, so that'll be something I'll be launching soon. So thank you guys for joining, and I will see you soon. Thank you, Claire.